end up transferring some stuff to you and cause you to have a bad situation and make you feel like all your work was just a waste because where did bad luck come from? You feel what I'm saying? So contact, you gotta understand if you're gonna have contact, what type of mindset you gotta have, right? You gotta understand what you're doing and who you with. Don't just be openly just grabbing people's hand, and sometimes you gotta nod and give them a somewhat fist pump without actually giving contact, especially if you're not aware of the individual who you're dealing with, or if you feel something from them already. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta take these things serious in this work, because if we really understood what's really assaulting us, like spiritually / mentally, is those words are basically interchangeable. If we understood what was really assaulting us as a being, we would understand what type of necessary protocols we would have in place to better interact with these, to better deal with these situations, right? I feel like that's the problem. We don't understand what's really at stake here, right? So we better understand these things, then we see the seriousness of it. Right now, nobody see the seriousness of anything because they've been overburdened with a bunch of cares and stresses of the world, like going to school, going to work, paying their bills, and after doing all the things that they gotta do, they ain't thinking about doing nothing of effort. They thinking about relaxing. They want some leisure. They want some partying. They want some drink. They want some smoke. They ain't doing none of that. They, picking up a book and doing no research for self. And it's funny that's the way the things is, because that's the way they did it on purpose. They know if we work them hard enough, they won't do no work for themselves. They just want to relax when they get time. You feel what I'm saying? So fortunately, that's just the way it is. But if you don't put no effort in your free time for the benefit of yourself, mentally first, how do you think you would acquire anything physically and know how to actually function with it if you didn't actually fix yourself in a way that'd be able to deal with those physical things in a proper manner? Because a lot of times you see people win the lottery or whatever, and they be blowing through it like that. If it ain't meant for you, it ain't gonna stay with you. So I got a little bit sidetracked, but being that we're talking about contact, and I'm getting into the importance of understanding the mindset you gotta have if you're gonna be having contact with people. You gotta understand what work you on. You are a literal conscious being, and you are aware of energies, right? You know what you're trying to generate consistently. You know what energy you want to stay on, what frequency you want to stay on consistently. So you have to be conscious of those opposing frequencies when they come into your contact. So you can go ahead and banish them as soon as they enter, right? In the form of thought, in the form of feeling. You have to notice them as soon as they enter. If you allow any of these negative feelings to actually maintain, or if you entertain them for